we are getting a chance to meet up via the virtual world. I know that in due time we will be able to meet again and greet again and see each other face to face. But at this point in time, we'll make use of the technology. Thank you so much for plugging in. Right now, though, I want you to sit back, relax as we take in an introductory address by the Kennscott team. Enjoy.
Good day. This is your Human Resources Manager, Ms. Lisa Prescott, also fondly called Ms. B. Welcome to our virtual team builder for the period 2019 to 2020. Kennscott mantra is, at Kennscott, people matter. You, the employee, matter to us, hence the reason for this virtual team builder. It is our way of saying thank you. The theme for 2021 Team Builder is Your Health is Your Wealth. When you take control of your health, you are literally taking control of your wealth. As a company, we recognize that there is both a physical and mental aspect to health. That is what we aim for the team builder to address via our distinguished speakers. 2020 has been a trying year for us, especially with COVID. So let me take this opportunity to thank you and recognize each employee for your commitment during these trying times. Thank you for the high level of service excellence you have given to Kennscott and our clients during this period. I must say, if it is one thing that stood out during COVID, is the importance of housekeeping, sanitation, and hospitality within all aspects of our operations. For some of us, there was no full-on. We had to work right through, even for an extended period of time. We want to thank our suppliers, Kennscott Distribution Services Limited, and our clients for being there and supporting us throughout these trying times. I thank you, the employees, for living our core values of safety, trustworthiness, accountability, reliability, commitment, and innovation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On another note, this forum is just the start of what the company will be sharing with you throughout the course of this year. We will use this medium as a means of arming the Kennscott community with a wealth of knowledge which will lead to your upliftment. So in closing, if there is a particular topic you would like us to address, please feel free to send to HR for our consideration. God bless you and do have an enjoyable evening. Ciao!
Hi, I'm Nicholas Blanchfield, the Operations Manager of Kennscott Limited. The Operations Department is the engine of the organization and stretches from a small crew within the office and ranges all the way out to all the crews on the various satellite operations. The operation team is the main marketing tool of the organization. How our crews perform on the satellite operations determine how we meet our key targets in our mission statement to exceed our clients' expectation and therefore gain repeat business. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected us all. But with the cooperation of our HSE team, our crews on our offshore facilities, and our core crew within the office, we were able to rise above the challenges, adapt to the changes, and execute with perfection. So much so that we were recognized by one of our clients for our COVID-19 responsiveness. The Operations Department will continue to work with all arms of the company to ensure that we effectively meet our targets through effective communication. Thanks to all our employees who went and continue to go the extra mile with us to ensure that Kennscott remains a leader in the catering services within the industry.
Hi, this is your CEO, Kennscott Prescott, well known in the industry as Kenny. It gives me great pleasure to address you all in this, our first virtual team builder. The pandemic would have affected us all in many ways, but instead of accepting defeat, in true Kennscott fashion, as we have done for a greater part of a decade, we rose to the challenge. Kennscott vision and mission remains alive as the company forges ahead seeking new markets to serve. On the horizon beams a solid future for Kennscott and its employees once we remain dedicated and committed to our goals. In closing, a heartfelt thanks to all the employees and by extension their families who sacrifice so much to make the Kennscott family who we are today. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Now we're getting ready for our speaker, speaker number one. Of course, that is Dr. Carter. And I received some information here. All right. Yes, let me get my info. Oh, it's in my file here as we welcome some of our speakers, yes? So, Dr. Carter, Dion Michael Carter, is a postgraduate with a diploma in occupational medicine at the Manchester University and Faculty of Occupational Medicine of the Royal College of Physicians, and a diploma in primary care and family medicine from the University of the West Indies. Of course, Dr. Carter is the holder of the Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Surgery and is registered with the General Medical Council in the United Kingdom. Of course, highly respected and coming to share with us some perspective, some knowledge. Let's give a nice virtual welcome to Dr. Carter, speaker number one.
Hello, good day. Good afternoon. Thank you for that. My job here today is really just to discuss benefits of OG UK. Right? Okay. Could you put these slides up for me, please? Right. So we're going to go through some medical aspects of it, right, which is oil and gas industry. We all know it as the UCO. Right, so the OG UK is a policy that all persons working in the offshore environment shall be medically and periodically examined, right, according to specific guidelines. And why are we doing this? We're doing this to minimize the health and safety risk. Now, these guidelines are specific to United Kingdom, but we have adopted this in our offshore industry. That's because of all the lead BP, BHPs, etc. Right? So, next. So, the medical, as most of you would be aware, has a questionnaire which gives all your past medical history, etc., which we must answer honestly, and we sign off on it. It also gives a social history in terms of alcohol use, etc. The medical examination has to do with the blood pressure, pulse, height, weight, etc., checking all the organs. We do a drug screen. We do a hearing test. The hearing test is in particular for noise-induced hearing loss, which is associated with the offshore industry, and also for hearing for emergencies on the platforms. We do lung function tests. The main purpose of that really is for escape and to ensure if it's low, we need to dig deeper to look for lung cancers, asthma, those kind of things. We do a basic dental examination, stool test, vision, body mass, check for hernias, etc. Next. Right, so the outcome, why are we doing this medical? We want to ensure that the employee is fit for normal duties, first of all, right? If there's an emergency, that the employee can escape. if the employee is on treatment, to make sure the treatment can be delivered in an offshore or remote environment. If the employee is on medical treatment that is dangerous, example, blood thinners, etc., it may not be the right thing, because if there's a complication, we would not be able to get the employee off. And also to ensure that the employee poses no significant risk of sudden illness, where let's say, for example, somebody gets a heart attack or a stroke, we are not able to medevac them in time, they can lose their life unnecessarily. All right, thanks. So I'm just going to focus on three aspects, which is dental, hypertension, and diabetes. Right, so for the dental, I'm really looking, these are some graphic pictures, but I'm looking for exposed roots, which is the bottom right picture where we see that empty cavity. And this gives us a risk of abscess. And that risk now will have us having to medimove or medivac, and therefore there's a disruption in schedule, there's cost involved for both the contractor and for, let's say, to fly the chopper. Long time, it was about 15,000 US, I don't know what it costs now. And of course, if we see anything like this, I tend to refer to a dentist where we can do further x-rays, etc., and get clearance on that aspect. Next. Hypertension, very common. Just because we are hypertensive, that doesn't mean we can't work offshore. But we do have certain risk factors that we can modify. So we have age, which we can't modify. Race, no. Family history, no. But obesity, inactivity, smoking, sodium intake, alcohol intake, all these things we can modify to decrease our risk of hypertension. So in the offshore industry, we need the blood pressure to be less than 140/90, although a normal blood pressure is 120/80 and less. If you're on medication, it's supposed to be less than 140/90. We do not recognize white coat syndrome, which is a patient come, doc, I'm very nervous, and when I'm home, my pressure is good. When I'm by you, my pressure is 200. No. Because when you're on the platform, if your pressure is 200, you would get a stroke or a heart attack, right? So this is thrown out the window, right? Patients must be compliant with their medications if they are hypertensive, and they must be monitored by a doctor of their choice every 3 months and have proof of that, right, if I need it. So the risk of hypertension, again, would be for stroke, myocardial infarction, which is a heart attack, kidney failure, vision loss, right? And out of these, a stroke or MI, those are the fast or acute ones. Next. Right, so next is diabetes. Now, every patient would be advised, or employee, to come fasting, and there's a value I'm looking at, 109. It's very special. Your blood sugar needs to be less than that, right? Now, if it's not less than that, then I would want to do a HbA1c. A HbA1c is how we could assess a diabetic if they're in control. It's a figure. So we usually want a figure of less than 7 if you're diabetic. There's a special consideration here. Workers who are type 1 diabetic or on insulin, they're always at a special risk of hypoglycemia or low blood sugar, and those patients or employees are considered individually. Next. Now, I just mentioned that figure. Anything greater than 9%, you would fail as medical for the offshore industry. And the reason being is quite clear in this graph. Less than 9, you see the graph is pretty even with a risk factor of less than 3 to 5%. But as we go up 9, 10, 11, 12, you can see your risk of retinopathy, which is eye problems, nephropathy, kidney problems, neuropathy, nerve problems, microalbumin, kidney again, but also for the microcirculation, the heart. All your risks go up, some even to 20, 30%. So therefore, if you are that 9 and above, we need to put you on treatment, which is either by myself or your doctor or even a diabetic specialist, right, to bring those numbers down. Next slide. So when we are over 9%, this is what happens. We can have an acute heart attack, a stroke, peripheral neuropathy, kidney disease, diabetic foot disease, glaucoma, cataracts, etc. Next. So this is a very, very brief overview of the OJUK guidelines. We have many different books for many different medical conditions. These guidelines are exhaustive. They consider practically every single diagnosis that you can imagine, and even caters for different categories of staff: ERTs, medics, crane operators, and most important today, caterers. Right? I definitely value the opportunity that was afforded to me today to give this presentation. I know it's short, but I think it's very pertinent. So, thank you very much.
So, Doc, we actually got some questions here in the chat. Let me just sit with you for a minute here. So people were asking here via the chat, because there's a chat going on live. So first things first, someone is asking, what are the tests involved in our oil and gas UK medical? Do the same guidelines cross the waters, go across the pond if you're doing a medical for overseas?
No, the medical is the exact same. And I am authorized, if somebody coming from the UK wants to work here, they could contact me via the OG UK. The medical is the exact.
What are some of the long-term health effects of coronavirus, and how can we protect ourselves against them?
Oh, well, coronavirus is really not the topic today. Yeah. We're really dealing with the OG UK, so I would rather stay out of that.
Okay, okay. So someone is asking, can a person have this is a UK OOA, I believe they're saying, yeah, yes. And suffer from a stroke right after? And what can cause this, and why are any of the symptoms not picked up?
Right, so a stroke can happen at any point in time to anybody. There are major causes, which we consider two. A bleed, which is a bleed into the brain, which we cannot predict because we can't do a CT or MRI of every patient, or a blood clot. Right, those are the two major causes. Now, the risk factor for stroke is hypertension. Right, that's the main cause. If you are hypertensive, you need to be on your medicines, and if you're diabetic as well. So yes, a patient can have a valid OG UK and not be monitored by the private doctor, or even by myself, or not monitoring themselves, and they can have a stroke. We can't predict a stroke for everybody. Of course, when you do have a stroke or a heart attack, then we have to go back to the guidelines, which clearly state that these acute events, you are not allowed to go back to OG UK site until 6 months. And then after that, we reevaluate the patient again.
And that particular ailment there's no discrimination as it relates to age?
Oh, no, certainly not.
Because it can happen to extremely young people also, yes?
Yes, that's correct. Because a young person tend to get a bleed and they tend to die. So it's a very serious thing.
Okay. Somebody would have put forward one more corona question, but we said we're not dealing with that today.
That's correct, yes.
Yes. All right. So thank you so much, Doc. And I think that your slide and your explanation was spot on.
Thank you very much.
If anybody got further questions, how can they contact you, Doc?
You can email me or contact me at my office. So the email is dr.dcarter@yahoo.com.
Thank you so much, Doc.
All right, thank you.
Indeed. So with that said, we want to continue. Of course, as we mentioned, it's some amazing activities, some fun in between, but by all means, it's information sharing in today's team builder. Let me get ready as we bring forward another speaker, but that's going to happen in a few. I believe now we got some promo videos to bring to you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shot and bash up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out my problems, kick out my problems. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Never let your problems get you down.
All the food that tasting good. All the food that tasting good.
Because what don't kill you should make you stronger. So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me on the high flow, ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as the box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up. And every crack I see, I just see through. And by the help of God, I just get through. I just won't stop. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster. Dismantle any structure, boy. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shot and bash up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out them, kick out my problems, kick out my problems. Trials and testings does come before blessings, but we have to be patient, yeah. Weeping and mourning in the night, but joy in the morning. But we just have to endure. You see, God, the way no night come, so you don't really need to lie down.
Everything neon fits to be winning.
When the time come, so from sun up straight to sunset, you could catch I bus in a sweat. I feel like
Fourth place, we had Fetlanders. In third place, we had Frolic Squad. Second place, we had Feeble. Third place was the Barbarians.
Okay, so I'm on. Of course, we thank the doctor there. I was basically telling him that here at Kennscott, we can't let him leave empty-handed. So he got his fantastic hamper, and we thank him for the information because, after all, our health is our greatest wealth. So we continue. More to come as we welcome, again, another person who will share with us some knowledge and experience. This time around, we get ready for Mr. Marlon Francis, of course, a master's graduate of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, a holder of a BSc First Class Honours in Human Ecology from the University of the West Indies, of course, public health, food safety, nutrition specialist with years of experience in the food service and nutrition education training, a strong believer in the power of continuous development in the workplace. Marlon regularly develops internal training programs to enhance employees' knowledge, skills base, and techniques to get the job done. Marlon enjoys a good all-fours, so when we're able to meet up again, we could get into that all-fours match. And he always believes in finding and testing new recipes in his food lab. Let's give a warm virtual welcome to Mr. Marlon Francis to share with us some of his experience and knowledge.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks again for that warm introduction. I'm Alan Francis, and a lot of you all will know me from a lot of the different training programs we have conducted in the past. Now, today what I want to speak to you all about is understanding food labels. Specifically, I want you all to understand what is the nutrient content in these foods that we will normally participate in on a daily basis. Now, I want you all, everybody who's there, who is probably close to a product, to see if you could bring it a little close to you so I could go through exactly what is on these labels so you'll get an understanding of what we're going to be discussing today. So if you have a little second, grab some type of food product and I will actually explain to you all what does it mean in these things that you'll normally consume. All right? So what are food labels? So food labels appear on almost all processed foods except plain coffee, teas, and spices. They're usually here to help consumers understand a particular product or recognize it and help consumers to select the foods, especially those that you want to be considering if it's less in fat, saturated fats, cholesterol, sodium, and foods higher in carbohydrates and fiber. Now, a food label will comprise of different things. It will have the name of the and address of the manufacturer, the name of the product, approved nutrient claims, the net weight, approved health claims, nutrition facts, and also an ingredient list. Statements that characterize and the quantity of the food is also present on a food label or nutrient label. And these claims are usually a good source of, more, high fiber, low sodium. So what does these things mean? Right? So when somebody tells you something is a good source of something, it means that it provides at least 10 to 15% of the daily value of the item per serving. So what is the daily value? You'll ask yourself. Now, most products would have this daily value based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So whatever it is on that label, per serving as a percentage of a 2,000 calorie diet. Now, everybody is going to be on a different, have a different allowance for the amount of calories that they would need for the day. But on a standard, what they usually would use is a 2,000 calorie diet, and you will see that on most of your products. So if you're close to that particular item that I asked you all to grab for this presentation, you will see it's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. When you see that label more, when a product claims that it has more of something, it means it has at least 10% more than the daily value for that particular nutrient. And when you see that it is free, let's see the slide. All right, when you see that it is free, it means that it's very trivial to the body. Synonyms include without, no, or zero. So when you see something that is zero, or it's zero sugar, it means that, or zero fat, or whatever it is like that, it means that it has whatever nutritionally is very trivial to the body. Other terms you might see, something that is high in fiber. High in fiber means it has at least 5 grams or more fiber per serving. And per serving is very important when you're looking at products. Anything that is low in sodium is going to have at least 140 milligrams or less per serving. So many of these products make health claims. And I want you all to be cognizant that a lot of these health claims, right, need to be substantiated by getting some kind of approval from Food and Drug Administration, right? But these are some of the normal claims that you'll hear. Calcium and the reduced risk of osteoporosis. Folate and reduced risk of neural tube defects. So pregnant women usually would increase their folate content. Fruits and vegetables are reduce the risk of cancer because they are high in antioxidants. And ingredients are usually listed in descending order, predominance by weight. So this is something that you all need to be aware of. So when you read a label, and you see, I'll have 2 examples put up here. So you have a canned fruit that contains sugar, apples, water, versus ones that contain just basically apples and water. The first particular product is going to have a higher content of sugar by weight, then apples, then water. The second product, you're seeing that the most predominant item in that product is the apples and then water. So which one of it would be the healthier drink? You all could always answer that at the end of the presentation. Then you will see another product I have here, a cereal that contains milk corn, sugar, corn syrup, molasses, and salt, versus one that contains 100% rolled oats. So when you see your product, the same one that you might have in front of you, especially if it's a food product, you're going to see a nutrient label. And understanding what is in the nutrient label is very important for you to make a decision whether this product is suitable for you or not. Because for most people, or for a majority of people, sometimes you have items in a product that could affect your health in an adverse way. Take, for example, if you're diabetic and you're not aware of the sugar content of the product, that sugar content could actually be harmful to your health. So every nutrition or nutrient fact should contain the following things: serving size, the number of servings, the amount of calories per serving, and a list of nutrients. So I'm going to explain these things to you all now. So what is your serving size? These things are established by the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, for various foods, right? The number of servings are based on the serving size and how many servings are in each package, and the amount of calories per serving is also indicated. The list of ingredients and how many grams and milligrams of these ingredients are also established in each product. Change? So the percentage of the daily value. So I'm going to go through the entire label, and then I'm going to show you a label, and then we'll get into what the label actually points out, or information they get off the label. So the percentage daily value or reference value is developed by the FDA specific for food labels. And it's based on a 2,000 calorie diet, as I said before. So the percentage of this 2,000 calorie diet is what we would normally ascertain what the product contains. So it lists vitamins and minerals and the percentage of that value, and there's also a footnote attached on each label. And these labels are also always based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So the food labels would have nutrients to get less of and nutrients to get more of. And usually the nutrients to get less of will usually be total fat, saturated fat, trans fats, cholesterol, and sodium. And you'll see that in a lot of products. You'll see people say 0 cholesterol or no cholesterol. The fact is that you already see it on products like vegetable oil, margarines. The thing about it is that those items are plant oils, and plant oils cannot contain cholesterol. Cholesterol is made in the liver of an animal. So the fact that they put no cholesterol on plant-based products is just a way of getting you or attracting you to buy those products, because naturally plants don't have liver, the last time I checked, right? So they put it as a marketing scheme, because if you see 2 oils and you see one with no cholesterol in it and the other doesn't have a label, you will tend to want to go for the one with no cholesterol. And nutrients to get more of: total carbohydrates, dietary fiber, vitamin A and C, calcium, and iron. Yeah. So this is the nutrient label. So how do we interpret this label? So by now you all should have a product, and you all should be looking at a label. If you all turn to the side of the product, or to the back of the product, depends on the type of product you're going to be looking at, you're going to see a label. This particular label here is the nutrition facts of mac and cheese. So how do you go about interpreting this label? So the first thing you do, right, or you see here in the green, is try to establish what is the serving size. So in this we see that the serving size here is 1 cup, and this product contains 2 servings. So if you consume the entire product here, you're going to have 2 servings. Then you want to check the calories. Now the calories in this particular product is 250 calories, and they also tell you how much calories comes from fat. So if your issue is looking to have a low-fat product, right here and then you can see how many calories is contributed from the fat nutrient. In yellow, or the third thing you look at, is the number of the nutrients that you need to limit. And this is your total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, and cholesterol. When you look at it and you look at the purple section there, you will see the percentage of the daily value. And this is what you need to know, what to limit and how to get it down, right? Dietary fiber, it tells you the amount of dietary fiber, sugars, and protein. And then in the 4th column, which is highlighted in blue, you will see the nutrients that you need to get more from. In the footnote, what you're going to actually see in the footnote is what percentage of each thing or each item is based on the 2,000 calorie diet and what does the product contribute. So if you look at it closely, you'll see the amount of fat, sodium, cholesterol, and total fat that will be coming from that particular product. So I want to do a little exercise here, usually a little activity. So usually we have people who drink here who drink soft drink. I'll get a volunteer. Soft drink? Yes, drink soft drink, Josan? I see Josan is in the house, yes. So soft drink is a common thing that we will usually drink. Josan, I want you to have a seat. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to actually make a drink for Josan. So soft drink basically would be like carbonated water, some form of flavoring, and then sugar, right? So I'm going to prepare a drink. Where's the glass? Can I have a glass, please? Thank you very much. So Josan is a drinker. What type of soft drink you drink, Josan? Fanta. Fanta? All right, I'll see if we can make something close to a Fanta. I want you to hold this. Right? So what we have here, we have, this is not for any promotional purposes, but we have club soda, so I hold it in grand. And you hear any pills? Oh. Somebody shake up my soda, but fresh thing, right? You all see the bubbles. So what I'm going to do here for Josan, I'm going to prepare a soft drink from scratch, homemade. You could drink this amount of soft drink, right? Usually.
Not in one go.
Not in one go, but eventually. So I'm going to prepare a soft drink. For purposes of the demonstration, I would add the sugar first, and then I would add the carbonated water to the drink. So any soft drink in particular, like, or say
Fanta.
Fanta. I want to call no brand, but okay. And it will usually be about a 12 or 16 ounce. All right. I'm gonna make us. This here is a 20-ounce drink, right? So let me say I'm gonna make a 20-ounce drink. I want you to pay attention to this, right? So I'm gonna add the sugar first to the drink, and then I'm going to make the rest of the drink, right? So you all can see. So I want you all to count with me. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Of course, it's not a Fanta, but it's 21 grams. I'm now going to add, not a big enough glass, but I want to add so that's it. We still have more to add, but you get the drift. Let's say we continue the entire amount. And now, I'm going to add that artificial flavor that you will normally get. And then I'm going to ask Josan to drink it, of course. It makes no sense wasting all that shit. I'm going to put too much. The tropical punch soft drink made yours by yours truly. You want some ice or something? Preferably some ice. Now, how much of you all will actually drink a product like this? By raise your hands outside there. I see one man put up his hand. So you'll drink this? Yeah. How many of you all know that that's the actual amount of sugar that could be present in some of the drinks that you all consume on a normal basis? So I know that people always eat for doubles outside there. Was it something a choice?
Red Solo
A red Solo.
or Apple J.
Apple J. I have a board here, and if you go to the other side, here. I have a board here, and if you go to the other slide, I want to just give you all an idea of the sugar content that in some of these drinks. Now, this is based on what was on the nutrient label in 2018. So the product is a little, the poster is a little dated, because some people would have improved on the formula, some would have reduced sugar. So I'm just stating the disclaimer right there that this is not bound to be the drink right now, right? Because they would have worked on the formula. There was a drive to reduce sugar in some of these drinks, but nevertheless, some of these drinks actually still contain some of the sugar. So what I would have done is given a formula for the last one, which was 21 teaspoons of sugar. Now, you all maybe find it was looking real gross on us measuring it out, right? But cheers, normally somebody will have this with it regular with the doubles, right? Or roti, right? So you all know. So, but basically that's what they look like. It don't look like that when you actually have it in your hand, but dissolved, that is exactly what you're going to be putting into your bodies, right? So somebody who has a problem or issue with reduced calorie allowances, like for diabetics, you all know exactly what you all get in here with some of these drinks, right? Anybody have any questions? So, Josanne, you drinking this? No ice. Anybody have any ice? So just ice is missing from this, so that there's one waste. So let's get some ice over the setup.
Two questions really quick. Somebody's asking, is there anything such as good carbs or bad carbs in terms of that distinction? Are there good carbs and bad carbs, or just carbs?
Okay, so the good carbs and bad carbs question. So there are some carbohydrates or carbohydrate-rich foods that come with fiber in it. And when you have, I would say there isn't a big differentiation. It depends on what your nutrient goals are. So carbohydrates could be in the form of simple sugars, or it could be in a form of a complex carbohydrate. But the complex carbohydrate, you usually have a lot of dietary fiber, and the dietary fiber usually helps with lowering your cholesterol levels in your body, right? So, and if you want to go even further, there's soluble and insoluble fiber. So the more complex the carbohydrate is the ability for you to keep your satiety level, which is your level of fullness, for a longer period, so you don't feel full right after you consume the meal, as well as with the simple sugars or the simple carbohydrates. Those tend to spike your blood levels. So I wouldn't say that there's a good or a bad. I would say that in terms of the quantity or what you do, as we say, you consume everything in moderation, and you all should be able to, like I said, know what your situation is based on your medical condition. But I wouldn't say there's something that there's a good or a bad food. I would say that basically it comes in moderation. The complex carbohydrates, they tend to keep you fuller for longer so that you don't have, they don't spike your blood sugar. And then the simple carbohydrates are usually readily absorbed over your, in your digestive tract, and you usually tend to fall back into being hungry shortly after consuming the meat.
Indeed. Somebody also put forward one more question here. It's as follows. Is it true that sometimes all ingredients aren't mentioned on the food labels?
Yes, and it is true. Depends on who's regulating the label content. So some people have a way of masking products' names by using terminology that we're not familiar with. And I think that sometimes the product is there or the name is there, but because you're not able to, because there are barriers in terms of a language, so we get some products coming in from Brazil, from China. When you look at the writing, sometimes you're not able to interpret what's on the label because it's just simply in another language, right? So that's one thing. And then some people or some companies, they tend to have clever ways of disguising the quantity. They might tell you that the item is there, but you wouldn't know what quantity it's in. So for example, a company might use up something like loaded with vitamins when there's not actually a measurement of how much of those vitamins are in it. right? So some companies, I would say yes, and it depends on how strict the regulations are in the country of origin for those companies. Some people tend to not leave it out, but mask it using different things.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis. I must say, I had no idea making soft drink was as simple as water, Kool-Aid, and sugar. You can make champagne just like that too?
I think you can make anything with sugar.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. Very informative. I was actually in the sidelines, you know, taking and soaking in the information while, of course, eating some of the nice little cutters in the background. So, by all means, just like with Dr. Carter, I want you to stay right there. Let me hold on to the mic. And we cannot let you leave with your hands empty at all. That is not the Kennscott way. So this is for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
and
much.
Indeed, yes, and we checked everything on the labels. We checked everything and all products there above board. Doesn't look like a man meticulous when you're about to watch. Yes. And that's the way we need to be. Thanks for the knowledge and the information.
Thank you very much.
Of course, we're going to get some assistance to get some of all the artifacts off. All right. Thank you, thank you. This is your soft drink. That's yours. All right, just get some ice. I've not seen Kool-Aid in quite a minute.
Weather forecast says nothing but clear skies and good moods, blessings from all around, and that's all we see in the forecast for today. First thing I do as I rise up is count my blessings. First thing you should do as you rise up is count your blessings. Cause every new day under the sky is a blessing. And you're surely blessed if you have life, ain't no guessing. I want you hear me like the radio. Want you see what I'm saying like a video. Understand me clearer than stereo. Life hard but try don't make nothing trouble you. Morning neighbor, voice the dealio. Hope you have a good day and everything is okay. No matter what happen, we not giving up. Blocks life too short, so let we live it up. It's all about the high life. We vibrating on.
and tasting good.
Because what don't kill you should make you stronger. So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me under high flow, ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as the box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up. And every crack I see, I just see through. And by the help of God, I just get through. I just won't stop. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster. Dismantle any structure, boy. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shot and bust up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out them, kick out my problems, kick out my problems. Trials and testings does come before blessings, but we have to be patient, yeah. Weeping and moaning in the night, but joy in the morning. But we just have to endure. You see, God, the way no night come, so you don't really need to lie down.
Everything he owns seems to be winning.
Time come, so from sun up straight to sunset, you could catch I bus in a sweat. I feel like
Fourth place, we had Fetlanders. In third place, we had Frolic Squad. Second place, we had Feeble. First place was the Barbarians.
All right, so I can see without a doubt that this team is a team that works hard and they know how to play hard. Great stuff and great memories from the, of course, team builder when things were a bit normal. And we will get back to those days, trust me, you know, just a matter of time, and this too shall pass. We're getting ready now for the scavenger hunt, and this is for every individual logged in right now in the virtual space. Wherever you are, we're going to give you a couple of items. And when we list them, you find them, and of course, the first will win themselves a fantastic prize. And I'll tell you this, we went all out for this prize for 2021. We are bringing to you, for the scavenger hunt, the fully loaded, all-new Apple iPhone 12 charger. Of course, you can go get the phone yourself when you see it fit. But the prize is truly, truly amazing. You can't get a charger just so. All right, so let's move on now for the scavenger hunt. And by all means, we're looking for these items. Frying pan, 2 points. Kennscott branded stationery, 4 points. A candle, 2 points. A pair of earrings, 1 point. A phone charger, 1 point. A plant, 2 points. A calendar. Who does still have calendar? My goodness. 1 point. A CD? A CD? What you going to ask for next? A video cassette? A Betamax? Oh God, only. Okay now. What kind of scavenger hunt is this? So we're looking for a CD, 2 points. Kennscott branded clothing, 4 points. A book with an orange or yellow cover, 2 points. A new dollar bill. Is there a new dollar bill? You lie! Why living? Serious? I still have the old dollar bill, the cotton, the big free hungry dollar bill. All right, so we're looking for the new dollar bill. A fridge magnet, a picture frame, a bottle opener, and a pack of cricks, preferably sealed and multigrain. Yes. And it starts now. I see somebody running. Come guys, quick as the word. Man, really bring a frying pan there now? Let me see some other people on the screen. Put up some more of the employees there. Let me see some more people. Look at excitement. Look. I seen the charger. One man, right. I seen the rest of the charger. Gosh. I'm looking to see who have a CD and a calendar. Actually, look at calendar in the back. Look, you have a calendar? Yeah. Whoever gets all this stuff first, or at least the majority of stuff, just unmute and we're done. Sheldon, is that a frying pan? Look like a wok. Yes. Let me see the cracks. Let me see the cracks. Come closer. I'm not seeing that. That look like Dixie. A calendar. All right. Wow. Yes. Daddy need $1? Look good. All right. Wow. Wow. Wee. All right. Wee. A CD, a Bible collection, right? So she have, Nisha, like you have everything? Oh no, Nisha have everything, man. All right, yeah, we have a tiebreaker. Somebody go and fetch now. Listen closely. We have a tiebreaker because clearly some people have everything. Somebody, I press mute. I think Michelle seems to be like, but, all right, let me press mute. Guys, tiebreaker here. Can somebody go fetch me the COVID vaccine? Somebody go catch the COVID vaccine. Go get the vaccine now. Nice. Well done though, well done. I must say, all those who took part in this scavenger hunt, well done. You all really went all out. Congratulations. I think Nichelle would have been the person to get all of them first, so we'll go with Nichelle. All right. So we're getting ready. Do you have a second place too? You have second and third? Oh, we have a second and third. I think Sheldon might have been. Anasina 868. A pink 868? Oh, that's these guys here? Right. Nice. Let me see. Frying pan, what again? Charger. Cricks. Nice. CD. I want to let this scavenger hunt. It gets sticky, boy. You still get it. When you wake up, this scavenger hunt get ticklicious. All it different there, boy. Wow. But honestly, though, Nichelle came in first. She came in. She got everything. They were hustling from day one. You think so? Ah, boy. Let me see the frying pan again. Sheldon, let me see that frying pan. No, Sheldon, that's not a frying pan. Sheldon, that is not a frying pan, Sheldon. Sheldon, That's a soup. That's a soup. That's a soup pot. Better make corn and corn soup. Don't give me that, Sheldon. Sheldon, I know a friend, but when I see one, and that is not one. Sheldon, hey, you trouble, no? We, Sheldon. All right, man, no problem. No problem, I'm coming. We go fry some cricks. All right, partner. All right. Well, you know what? We wanna segue now out of the competition into the award ceremony, and we have a nice intro. Oh yes, so we'll go forward now to a word from the Kennscott team. Of course, we get into the awards, and then we have some special performances to wrap things up this afternoon. We're coming towards the end of the broadcast, the end of the piece, the team builder. So thank you for your attention, and let's take this in, and we come back with more. Welcome back to the Kennscott Team Builder, bringing it to you in the virtual space because of the interesting time we find ourselves in currently. We're getting ready to recognize those who excelled and were able to rise to the challenges of 2020, a year that many would remember as one of the most difficult within recent time. And to those employees, we truly recognize your service, your effort, and the ability to rise to the occasion. We're going to get to that momentarily. Before, my friends, we want to bring forward a spoken word piece from one of the renowned names in our spoken word fraternity here in Trinidad and Tobago. We welcome Darren Sandy up front and center to give you an amazing piece to, again, get you thinking and give you some perspective in this team builder. Yeah. Darren, it's all yours.
I take a seat, I feel. All right, we good. Our worst fears have come to passing. We are living, we are dwelling in a grand and awful suffering. But like a youth without data determined to connect to the neighbor Wi-Fi, our resilience kept buffering. We worked our way through online everything till our realities raised from virtual mutterings to stand tall, offering a new version of ourselves. We coming out of COVID and we doing it well. I coming out of COVID with about 10 online certificate from online course and how to make home garden, trim myself, and of course I, like everyone else, is a chef. For I took the time to work on self. Anything I see, I make. Even if my barrel looking like shark and bake. People begging me to move the post. Oh Lord, for goodness sake, the effort deserves applauding. I coming out of COVID with more skin, colors, as the mask wearing give me a tan. And now my face too colored, which reminds me to respect every creed and race because social media's mental state reminded us that we could get so caught in emotions we lose the best part of ourselves. I coming out of COVID with a reminder to check myself and elect some help for the parts of me that I discovered that are partially covered in bias and bad vibes. I coming out of COVID knowing how important my words and actions are to life. The pandemic reminded us that some were more binded up in loss than others. So I extended arms and offered the little that I had. It made me feel a little more grand knowing that I could help someone stand when the world around seems sinking. I coming out COVID with reform thinking that the church is more than the bench and the pews, and a fete is more than a rhythm, and lose yourself in euphoria. I learned to appreciate the importance of connection. You cannot replace a communion with a virtual bread and wine, and you can't replace a wine with a virtual jam and grind. How we miss praying, partying, or just being together. I coming out of COVID with a leather belt for hardened children who risking their own health to squeeze up in a room and get a little zest. Yes, we remember them too, but let their memory be reminder that we need that flesh to flesh. I coming out of COVID. Not taking life for granted. The things we enjoy the most mustn't remain ignored. It must be planted in our conscious beings. If we don't come out of COVID with new meaning, then we're not seeing the ladder that oppression offers. For if we climb that ladder, then this will never be considered loss, but time to gloss on the ones we love the most, and time to blossom the things we often hope for. COVID is just a scope for us to see the best versions of ourselves, the resilience, the warm hearts, and our innovative selves are coming out of COVID, and we're doing it well. Give thanks.
Yes. That's what we're talking about. Yes, I had to do that. Yes, I had to. Yes, boy. Darren, man, always enjoy Darren's work. You know, always to the point, always relevant, speaking to the time and to the situation. And yes, we are going to come out of COVID stronger, better, most importantly, alive. Let's follow the protocols and adhere to all the measures. We move now towards the reward and recognition part of the program. Of course, Kennscott Limited wants to thank and really show that appreciation to everyone who held it together in the most challenging 2020, and we continue to keep the mission and the vision, of course, to go forward. And at this point in time, we recognize our outstanding individuals for this, the Individual Awards. Michelle Peterson, of course, during the lockdown, maintaining a high level of professionalism through stressful times. Miss Josan JJ, for a high level of professionalism through the time. Mark, we recognize you this afternoon, Mark. Nicholas, of course, for job skills and aptitude. We recognize Stacy and Celestine Douglas. What about Dane? Dane, top performer. We continue with Ricky Fletcher, of course Anthony, job skills and aptitude, HSC. Curtis with the big smile. We recognize Curtis this afternoon, Curtis George. We recognize Sheldon's contribution. Of course, Dylan, we thank you for the service. Keelan Johnson, kudos to you, Keelan. Claude Baird, we recognize your contribution and efforts this afternoon. And what about Richard? Congratulations and keep up the good work, Richard. Of course, the Yiddish, that's not Yiddish. We didn't get the actual pick, we just went with a random person of the internet there. We move on now to Ashmead Mohammed. Again, Josan mentioned. Josan Jones.
Every day, we make moves like we do in the game of chess to checkmate COVID-19. Moves like clean your hands frequently, cough or sneeze into your elbow, wear a mask, keep your distance at least 1 meter, and open a window if possible. Each move is important and should be played as often as possible. Make your moves. Checkmate COVID-19.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. We are here today to talk about COVID and youth.
Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Baji baya daya on your tabla.
They say this normal is new. They say this new is good for you. But I want to breathe freely. I won't let this mask restrict me. This social distance alienate me. This loneliness control me. Nah.
Stop your drum, Mr. Drummer. Don't baje baya daya on your tabla. You talk at me, not to me. Tell me I can no longer be me.
Mic check. Can you hear me? I know that this disease is not about you. This disease is not about me. This disease is about we acting responsibly. We are here today to talk about COVID and youth. Can you hear us?
Can you see us? Drag your bow. So you don't know that we don't know we're all in? We're all in this thing.
This masking, physical distancing, hand washing, safe coughing, safe sneezing thing. Together.
Together. Yeah, we are here today to talk about COVID and youth. Yeah, beat your drum, Mr. Drummer.
Baje baya daya on your tabla.
We don't know we're all in. We don't know we're all in this thing together.
We can stop the spread of COVID-19.
Again, thank you so much there for your patience, team. I really was here with the technical team, and of course, as always, going through with the awards and being able to recognize everyone. There was just this one instance where the person's photo, we didn't get it, and of course, they went with a random pick there from the internet, and that one really had us in some stitches. So I hope you understand, and by all means, we are back with the regular scheduled program. Before we go on to the performance element of this afternoon's broadcast and stream, again, I truly want to recognize the efforts of everyone who gave their all. At the end of the day, so many people last year would have been, as mentioned earlier, under a very stressful time, not only for the country and the region, but for the entire world. So being able to rise to the occasion and stand up and show that strength in the face of adversity, it's something to truly recognize and put the spotlight on. So again, kudos to everyone that was mentioned, and let's keep the vision and the goal alive. We move now to one of my great friends coming forward to give us a touch of the sweet sound of soca as we bring towards the end of the stream today. I want you all to turn up the volume, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the musical stylings of college boy Jesse.
Yeah. We're in the middle of the week. We coming close to the weekend.
College boy Jesse.
We bringing some happiness to the screen right now. Oh gosh. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I feel too happy to be right here today, right? What we say? We so happy people. Yeah. I want to turn to somebody and get them a high five like this. Nothing can feel good like this. Good floating on the clouds like if I don't have no problems. I feel so. It's only good vibes we bring. That when we on the ceiling, I just love the ceiling. Yeah. If you wake up in a bad mood, I want you to shake it away. Some people want you to look good for yourself, but no better than them. Yeah, in this life. So I want to let you make the room next to you. Hear you right now. Sing it out. La da 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 da. Sing the happy song. La da da. Everybody just come along. La da. Yeah. We in doing nothing wrong. La da. Every day is a day to feel happy. What is it? Cause I feel good like if I win the lottery. I don't know why. We're playing the lotto. We're playing the lotto. God, I don't know. God, I feel so happy. Yeah, this son. I love when I'm in this mood. Floating on the clouds like if I don't know. I feel so. Right now everything that I do put me on the feeling. Like Kennscott, right? But if you wake up in a bad mood, I want you to shake it away. Some people want you to look good for yourself, but I'm better than them in this life. So we're waking up everybody across the world. I want to let them sing it out. La da 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 da. Sing the happy song. Everybody just come along. We ain't doing nothing wrong. DJ, everybody. What we say? So I go by name College Boy Jesse, for those of you who know familiar. And I represent the art form soca music. Soca was created to unite our people, right? And unity is love. And love cannot be a seasonal thing. That is what I believe. So I want all to share love and unite 365 days a year. So I want all to help me sing this one time, right? Yeah, this one. Yeah. Is love, is love, is love. Right now we must give love. This love. We can't run from this love. Yeah. What we have to share is love. Put energy. Right now they will just need to have some good energy. Give you music like sunshine that you need every day. We have to share this to everybody. Turn it loud for me. Right now they will just need to have some good. Yeah, my sword, right? Everybody wants. Yeah, I am a youth man from the Caribbean, come to bring vibe on every platform. Cause I was born with evocation, so not a single day I forget where I come from. So when you hear the beat drop on the rhythm, is College Boy bringing this new anthem. Music bring a feeling of freedom. Yeah. So give love to your neighbor, make caring a part of your nature. You'll be surely blessed by the maker. Just know that you're no failure. Spread this through every area. Connected like phone with data. Good energy is coming to ya. Join the army of peace, my soul. Yeah. Right now the world just needs to have some good energy. Give you music like sunshine that you need every day. We have to share this to everybody. Turn it loud for me. Right now the world. We really need this one right now. Everybody else pressing. Is love, is love, is love. Right now we must give love. This love, this love. We can't run from this love. This love, yeah. This love. What we have to share is love. Is love. DJ, let me walk up to the weekend, right? Let's say. We walk up to the weekend. I know we spend time with friends and family on the weekend. Cause all I need is a good vibe, yeah. Dear ones on the inside, yeah. Champagne or a little wine, yeah. And everything will be just fine. And I go party on the boat, yeah. In my house or on the roadway. Yeah. Save me, right? Save me. What we do? Party woman, yes. Party woman, yes. Show your hands up, call your best. Time to ease all the stress. Party woman, time to ease all the stress. out here. In my house around the road with this weekend. Why? Everybody know. And everybody listen to this. Party Moran. Party Moran. Throw your hands up. Time to ease all the stress. Party Moran. Party Moran.
DJ, let me get a little more festive. Let me get a little more festive with it. This is movie soca.
Oh na na.
Define this.
College boy. Oh na 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 na. Na 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 na. For all this pressure we've been through, we have some catching up to do. So long now I ain't jam on you. We have some catching up to do. Know that we have some freedom. We have some catching up to do. Remind me how you wine and go down. We have some catching up to do. How long we ain't go to a fete? How long we ain't dripping sweat? How long we ain't drink so much till the next day everything we forget. This year life short, girl, like a midget. So don't waste time, girl, don't hesitate. And I can't wait to blow up this steam and make new memories in the fete. So long, now we alive. Whole time we inside. Lockdown kill the vibe. Yeah, I know it's the time to unite. Make we fire ignite. So we go party all night. For all the special we've been through, we have some catching up to do. So long now I ain't jam on you. We have some catching up to do. Know that we have some freedom. We have some catching up to do. Remind me how you wine and go down.
Hold it up, DJ. So we making music with messages. And I know you're coming to work every day, working so hard. And we living with people that sometimes they just don't like we happiness. But I have a message for you, DJ. Let me sing it. This one's serious.
Yo, this life could be full of characters.
Full of characters in this life.
And it is impossible,
to please everybody. You have 365 days in a year. But don't waste 1 minute living to please people. You know why? Cause in a real life, them is not your friend. Live your life, don't study them. It's not about the likes on the Instagram. Live your life, don't study them. Yeah, them don't put no food in your kitchen. Live your life, don't study them. We don't live to please none of them. Hear this one. Behind your back, some of them nice but talk ya. In your face, they always smiling. Yeah. All them fakers, we just have to ignore. Cause they cannot stop we blessing. Wow. This life have so much lessons. If I learn a harden, some people hurting, and on the outside they laughing. But I want to live my reality. I can't lie, yeah. Father, rain your blessings on high. Cause in a real life, them is not your friend. Live your life, don't study them. It's not about you like on the Instagram. Live your life, don't study them. Them no put no food in your kitchen. Live your life, don't study them. We don't live to please none. My name is College Boy Jesse. If all I wanna see more April 24th, now bring my pool. Me and my friends in Soca gonna be there. So let's get you check out all this love here to get there.
Ah yes, College Boy Jesse. Of course, heading to Sapa on the 24th. Check him out. And of course, the 2020 Groovy, International Groovy, the Soca Monarch, College Boy Jesse. Thanks for the music and thanks for the inspiration as always, bro. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. That's the tagline right there. My friends, we get ready now to present a video. Yes, the Team Awards as we celebrate again excellence and service to the Kennscott Limited. So let's check out this particular video and then we come back with another performance later on. So let's make our way now to the screen. This is the Team Award. Fazal Hussain. Jason, congratulations, my friend. Ralph, we recognize you this afternoon. Here is Matthew. Ricky, spotlight is on you this afternoon. What about Javi or Javi? All right, as we continue with the team awards. Here is Ronnie to the Williams. What about Blaine? Getting his recognition this afternoon. There is Christopher. Kudos to you. Manish, we see you this afternoon. Kafim, congratulations. Here is Hakeem. Hakeem Noel. What about Kevin? Keep up the great work, Kevin. Shane, we recognize you this afternoon. Peter. Yes. Joan, spotlight is on you this afternoon. Here is Sean. Congratulations. Brent, of course, keep up the great work. Leon, we salute you this afternoon. Here is Lawrence in the spotlight. Veldon Thomas, we acknowledge your contribution. Sheldon, we thank you. Anthony, we recognize Anthony this afternoon. What about Kenneth in the spotlight? Here is Luke. Congratulations, Luke. Here is Isaac Holder, ladies and gentlemen. And what about Shane? We recognize Shane. Acknowledgement here to Dwayne Wellington. Heath. Congratulations. Marlon Benjamin, we see you. We recognize you this afternoon. All right. Internet man again, but we, of course, acknowledge Chevron. Here is Jean-Pierre Robinson. Terence St. Louis. We see you. Anderson. Congratulations. Nicole. Thanks for the service. Jason Friday. What about James? Here's Robbie, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Farrell. Michael Hepburn. You recognize Derek McKenzie. What about Helen? Thank you so much, Helen. Congratulations to Sheldon. Awards. Karen Huggins. Andel Balira. We recognize you this afternoon, Don Lewis. Sean Quintal. There is Marcia. Congratulations, Marcia. What about Declan Charles? There is Dale. Congratulations, Dale. We recognize Marsha Thomas. Also Trisha Joseph. We recognize Anthony. extend congratulations to Shamal, also Edward Cato. Here is Candace Lucas. Indar, congratulations. Here is Marvin. Dana Casca, we acknowledge you this afternoon. What about Sharon Shum? Kezian Frederick, congratulations. Kavon, we appreciate your service. Yeah, congratulations. What about Carla? Congratulations to Neil, Timolin, and of course Judel, Eva Peters, Philip, we congratulate you this afternoon. Ayuka Francis, we see you. And the final set of awardees, it will include the likes of Curtis George, Chris Daniel, Isaiah Prescott. We congratulate final team here. Here is Kellon Johnson. We recognize Devon Gonzalez, Ashmead, Mohammed, Sheldon Batiste, just a few more to go. Anthony Cox, and that brings us to the end of the awards. I think we should all put our hands together here, my friends, and really celebrate all those, yes. Even the technical team, they're also giving you full recognition this afternoon. One more performer before we look to officially close things off with the team builder today. And I know, as mentioned earlier, we will be able to enjoy the music and each other's company soon. We will be able to gather again. This too shall pass. But until then, we'll do it in the virtual space. And I welcome a South man coming to give us that nice energy via the sound of soca. Give it up for my good friend, your friend, Dev.
Some girl just want
South man.
Check. She say that top man does want she vexed that nobody want she looking for some man to mind she go drive past the lighthouse to find me. East, west, north, all about. None of them places they ever wanna find them. South man on the road. All of the South man, let me see your hand there. South man not worthless. Them can just want the best. Hello, start to wine in the office now. How they go? Hey, diggy, hey. And me say South man, diggy. When it's South and them, it's all about she bubbling, she walking up. You can do what nobody else can. She only get the real work from a South man. It's all about she wobbling. And listen now. Listen to the South man and say, she went to that place at the South man. So she called for the king of the South land. When she pull up her tongue and she make fun. When she walk, very relaxed her. Listen to the deep South place and she wobbling. And when she get in the trouble, she troubling. And with the gas and the ghetto, she's driving. She goes south to the sun and she coming. South man not worthless. Them girl just want the best. Ladies, that's a wine on the light right now. How we go crazy? And we say South man. How we be South man? With them. Hey, it's all about she bubbling. No matter what you want, she juggling. You can do what nobody else can. She only get the real work from a South man. It's all about Kennscott, the thanks for me. The team builder here. They win on, they work hard and play harder. Next tune. Hey, how are you been? How are you been? How are you been? How are you been? Up that thing, girl, been. Start your one baby, so no know. Hey, bend down and give me. It's time to get busy. If you know you're not pretty, hey, just push back and give me. Bend down and give me. Don't want me not tipping. I'm the one, bend up your face. Hey, push back and just give me. And all you need, girl, roll back. Keep it right there, girl, roll that. Give it to me, no, roll back, roll back, roll back. Say all the woman friends for me. Then all these sexy ladies that you like right now. Let me see, girl. Just bend down and give me. It's time to get busy, girl. If you know you're not pretty, just push back and give me. Bend down and give me. Girl, like it not tipping. I'm the one, bend up your face. Push back and just give me. I am a friend, you are your man. You know you like trouble, you're basic plan. I like the drink before I chow. Oh, good. You know what I do, man? So send all the woman friend for me. Oh, yeah. That's how I go. Let me go. Just bend them and give me. It's time to get busy, girl. If you know you're not pretty, just push back and give me. Bend them and me, girl. That one you're not tipping. I'm the woman. Bend up your face. Yeah, these are the lights. Not the bed now. How are you been? How are you been? How are you been, my girl? How are you been? How are you been? Love that thing, girl, then. How are you been? Love that thing, girl, then. I need to them. Thing of the Juve. Let's start a little bit of this now. Give me the thing. Before I leave, we jump this shoe one time. Pump it up. King of the Juve. Saturday right now. We have no Juve. But we taking it here right now. Hold it go. Juve running and jump like a fish out. One time. It's a boy Dev. I hear that some people offshore. Or they're offshore. We are land. I'll let me go for yourself. Enjoy yourself right now. This is for all of you. Hey! Juve running and jump like a fish out of the road. Hey! I'm looking at what start to post because I'm feeling good. What? She could be a doctor, could be a lawyer, could be a... And what? Or like... Start to sing right now. What is your name? All I go and do is jump. Oh, you should have come over here. Jump. It's Juve running here. Jump. Start to jump. I say you will get 51. Listen. Pass me the liquor, pass me the cup, give me some ice. This girl have a power, love and nice and it looking nice. She winding it up, the light winding up. She winding it up, the light winding down. All over. Start to right now. We going around. You know what it is? It's a hit charge about all people that do it. I want to let's sing this part with me right now. Sing this part with me right now. Are you ready? Look she did. Don't make she run now. Louder. What she did. Don't make she get top. Listen up. Hey, hot base she melted. And the ice in the cooler melted. And she gets by the truck. They say she walking up and she uses she bumper for dented. No lie, this is carnival. Juve morning is wine and jam. Girl break that bumper and push it back. Cause I ain't charged about them. All I would have to is jam. And when you show back that bumper, girl like jam. Hey, Juve morning, girl. Start to jam. Hey, I see you're making 51. My name is Dan. Thank you very much for having me. It's coming over yourself. Love you guys.
Yes, man. King of the Juve. Dev, Southman. How you mean? Thanks a lot for the soca and the entertainment, man. How you mean? We're going to continue. Of course, I believe there is one more category and one more segment of awards, and then we will officially wrap up our team builder for 2021. So again, we take it back to the front screen, your main screen, for some more of the awards. And to all the awardees again, congratulations. We're coming to the end of this afternoon's program. We thank everyone for their time, for their attention. We thank everyone who came in via this space, the space of technology, the technological road that we all have to adjust to at this point in time, where we have to meet and greet and share information, but in a virtual space. We thank you for being part of the team builder, and I'm sure as we go forward, we will be able to meet up again in person, face to face, and really enjoy those good times with the fun games and activities for our team builders like we would have known in the past. With that said, let me give thanks for all who made it possible. Of course, much respect as we acknowledge our chief guest, of course, CEO of Kennscott Limited, Mr. Kennscott Prescott. Thank you so much for your vision, your service, and leadership. Also, our honorable featured speakers, the offshore on-land employees, KSL and KDSL, office staff, and invited guests. It's, of course, a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped in this team builder and making it a resounding success. We, of course, thank the Kennscott Limited management for the endorsement of this first virtual experience and the opportunity to host this auspicious occasion. And indeed, I said that at the very start, being very thankful for this opportunity to spend the afternoon with you with the information and the good laughter. And we had a little bit, plenty of that towards the end. All right. So with that said and done, we, of course, thank the South is Love team for their amazing efforts for anchoring today's virtual broadcast. A pleasure working with that team. We sincerely thank the committee who have been the backbone of this event for the virtual experience. And we also express heartfelt gratitude to all guests and employees who attended this event virtually. And now we have come to the end of our proceedings. We would, of course, hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. We thank you for being with us at this time, and it has indeed been my utmost pleasure to be back home in the Southland, the city where I was born, in San Fernando, to come and be part of the Kennscott experience. With that being said, much love, and hopefully, I know, but of course, once we are given life and that gift of health and strength, we will be able to meet again soon. So have a great one, and again, congratulations to everyone, and thank you for your attention and, as always, your efforts. All the best.
you.